Are you curious about setting up Amazon sponsored display campaigns but don't know exactly where to start? Well, today we're going to talk about all the different options you have as well as what we use here at our agency. All that today on the SUNKEN channel. Welcome back to the SUNKEN channel, where e-commerce brands, agencies, and DIYers learn tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to sell better on Amazon. Today, we're talking about sponsored display campaigns. It would really help us out if you gave us a subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're always putting out good content. We think you're really going to like it. So with that, let's get started. So sponsored display campaigns. You have a ton of things to work with when you're doing sponsored display campaigns. There's a lot of different options, and it's really, really easy to spend too much money on things that aren't really going to move the needle for you. So if you're a humongous brand or a giant agency and are looking at getting impressions, sponsored display is going to be perfect. If you're looking at just picking up quick, cheap sales, well, sponsored display is good for you as well. So we're going to go all into that. We have a lot of different sponsored display videos like this one and this one, where you can check out sort of like our process. But today I'm just going to be talking about all the different new targeting types as well as what's useful in what situations. So campaign name, we've gone over naming convention. If you want a refresher or just a reference guide, download the Amazon advertising hierarchy down in the description. It's just a quick PDF reference guide. It's really, really helpful for getting you clarified on when we use campaigns, what we name them. It's going to help you organize everything. It's going to be really, really useful for you to set up campaigns in a way that you can easily read and scan and know what's going on. So we are talking about display ads. So campaign name, ad group, budget, all that. Watch one of the other videos if you're curious about that. Talking about audience. So we have 3 different audience types. So we have views and Amazon audiences, which is kind of an interesting bucket, searches and purchases. So selecting this product, purchase is just going to be people who have purchased the product. So if you have a supplement or some other type of like reusable, or if you want to cross sell, purchases is great. And since they're already like kind of in your brand, we see excellent returns here. So this is the purchaser retargeting. At a minimum is definitely what you should use. Not everybody has access to that though. So check to see if your account has access. I've heard from a couple sources that it's like right on the way of everyone getting it. So just keep checking back in. Quick and easy sales. Who doesn't want that? So purchaser retargeting, gonna be a really awesome one. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So all you need to do is just select the product and bid. So with purchaser retargeting, I like 1/10 of the purchase price is honestly good. The conversion rate here is really, really good, and you want to get all those impressions. So that alone, naming convention, budget, do all that, like takes you 2 seconds. You're going to get a lot of sales. So highly recommend that. The other types, so searches, very much the same thing. So bid, it'll let you know roughly what you're sort of expecting. I do the same bid, maybe a little bit less. So like for this, normally the price is like $20, so $2 bid for purchase, probably like $150 for search, maybe even $1. The return here is not as good, but you know, these are people who were gonna buy and then just didn't quite get there. So it's good to get those that are already sort of kind of there. But you really only have one thing to adjust once you create the campaign, which is the bid. So if your ACoS is too high or you've gotten 40 clicks and no sales in like a week, just bring that down a little bit. It's like no different than an automatic campaign, super easy to manage. The last one though, we have the views and Amazon audiences. So we're going to select our product, and then we have 3 different optimization methodologies. We have a bid, and then we have views and Amazon audiences, as well as custom creative. So a lot going on here. So the different bidding optimization types, feel free to play around with them. They're brand new, but basically Amazon is going to say, they're going to say, with your bid and your product, we're going to get you as many impressions as possible. This one says, we're going to get you as many clicks or page visits as possible. And this one says, we're going to get you as many conversions as possible. So if I were you, I would go ahead and select this conversions one, because that's the most important thing. I think they add in these other targeting types just to, you know, for some agencies truly, or some people really just want eyeballs. That's what they're going for. And I certainly think that that is a useful thing to like get a lot of people to view your product. But if people are viewing it and they're not buying it, it doesn't really make sense. So I pretty much always go with conversions. In the future, if there's more like display or this type of ad that's created and they have different, you know, targeting, it's very similar to Facebook. They give you different goals. conversions for me every single time. That's why you're on Amazon, to get sales, like get those conversions. So let Amazon get you conversions. I just select conversions. With views, if we were $2 on the purchase, like $1 on the view, not nearly as good. So conversions, we're going to do $1. Views, remarketing. So you have category and you have product. I pretty much like, in the order of things, you should always do advertised and similar to advertised product. So similar to advertised product, I'm going to go ahead and drop this to a fifth of what the advertised product is. That is what we've seen works best as far as like getting the ACoS dialed in. Similar to advertised product doesn't do nearly as well as advertised product. So advertised product, if that earlier purchase was 2, this is going to be 1, nice and convenient. This is going to be 0.2. And then I would just create that custom creative, definitely nice headline and custom image. You can pretty much recycle what you've used for sponsored brands if you've done them. And if you haven't done sponsored brand yet, go ahead and launch that. Once again, another plug, Amazon advertising hierarchy in the description. It's going to help you out with all of this. So custom image headline, just do something snappy. Like if you're selling a fish oil supplement, be like, it's sustainably sourced krill from the Antarctic. You only have 50 characters, so you don't really get a lot to work with. And then custom image, good use lifestyle. Amazon has a lot of guidelines, so follow them. You might get rejected at first. Just keep trying. It's totally normal to get rejected. Just keep trying with new images and text until you get it. So that is the views. So if we go then back to Amazon audiences, we have all sorts of lifestyle, interest, life event, in market. From my experience, these pretty much always convert over 100% ACoS, and you're pretty much better served doing more sponsored product, non-brand keyword mining. Like if you are not 100% confident that your sponsored product, non-brand keyword strategy is like really, really good and that you've mined pretty much every single keyword you can, do that first. And until you're like, I cannot optimize that any longer, then start playing around with this stuff. The interest, lifestyle, all that, you know, it's kind of like Facebook, but doesn't convert nearly as well. So if I were you, I would just do a little bit of search, a little bit of view, a little bit of purchase, all targeting conversions. Well, I guess really only the views does, but make it so that it optimizes for conversion, set up the default bids the way I told you. That's it. This is not going to be a video instructing you on how exactly to set that up. Kind of is, but really just to sum it up in 20 seconds, don't really need to use this Amazon audiences. Views retargeting, make sure you're similar to advertised product is about a fifth your advertised product. Definitely run the purchaser retargeting, and the searches is that. So with that, I mean, that's pretty much all you need to know. Once again, I'm going to mention it for a third time. Pick up the Amazon advertising hierarchy. It's going to be really helpful for setting up your campaigns. It's free. It's going to be a great reference material. It'll help you name your campaigns better, and it'll be really nice for you to organize all your campaigns in a scalable way. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Really helps us out. And with that, happy optimizing, everyone.